ACME TV.
And as you were going along, were there really some big moments in the UFIU days, or?
There were huge moments. I believe when the word got out that this is what we were doing, a lot of people came. Well, they came for two different reasons. You had a lot of people who were just really glad to see another art form out there. That was really glad to see young people doing something positive. But then there were also the people who were looking to make money, to see how they can capitalize on what we were doing. They hadn't put in any of the work. They hadn't put in any of the practice time or volunteered to be a help in any kind of way. But they began to slowly creep in and find not just my group, but other groups and say, well, you know, the Scarface, the rapper Scarface used to come to Chicago a lot. And he threw a lot of shows down on 46 and Halsted back then. There was a flea market down there. And a lot of the gang members at the time were organizing concerts and stuff like that to raise money for their own gang, you know, the gang members' gang. And they, what was the better way of promoting a party by bringing the neighborhood to get involved with the concert or whatever that was coming up. So they weren't paying. They weren't interested in paying you or anything like that. They just told you what time to be there. They wanted you to perform to get the crowd warmed up. Sometimes it was, you know, sometimes it was a really good experience because you get a chance to meet this star that you see on Yo MTV Raps, or before they even started airing it, people that was the CDs and the songs that you would hear, you get a chance to meet those people. But then slowly as I got older, I began to realize that these people were charging $10, $20 at the door to come to this concert. And we danced for free, you know what I'm saying? Halftime we would miss the concert. They wouldn't even give us the tickets to get into the actual concert. We danced, and next thing you know, we'd be outside in the alley slapping hands like, man, we threw down, we snapped. Then we think about it like, man, we didn't even see the concert, you know? So there were definitely people who came around. Channel 19 was a blessing even back then. A lot of people don't know it now. You know, you see a lot of stuff on Channel 19, but back in the day, the only way to get on the news back then is if a violent crime happened or Channel 19. And what was the name of the thing? Elman Company. My God. Elman Company was the biggest break for UFIU because Elman Company gave the Untouchable Unity Dance group not just this rumor that circled through the street. It gave people a chance to really look at it, you know. And back then there were no dance shows, you know. A lot of groups now, Dane, and you know, a lot of them got Channel 19 shows, and they're elaborate. I mean, from beginning to end, commercials and everything. But there was always a section in Elman Company where they spotlight dancers, and we had that spotlight maybe 2 or 3 years because Elma wasn't playing. There was no cussing in your music. There was no suggestive dancing. There was no grinding and rubbing on each other. She wanted to see really what you can do. And there was a lady named Shireen also who was here. She had her own little show. And we lived in Channel 19. We wanted to be on Elman Company, or we wanted to be on, I think her name was Shireen Jackson or Shireen Johnson. We wanted to be on her show. So Channel 19 really embraced us. People, you know, don't know that you can, you know, go down there for a couple classes and put your own show on. But if it wasn't for them, I don't think UFIU would have became as big as they became because they actually gave us a vehicle to show the Chicago area what we were doing.
And they gave some legitimacy too.
And right? When other people wanted to do shows, they would see us on TV. So they said, well, if they're on TV, they must be real. You know, they're not just this backyard dance group or whatever. If they're at the level. And yeah, it was just Channel 19. It was public access, but we were the ones that were there. We were the people that they saw. So they were happy with us.
And along with Channel 19, were there really some places that you guys would go to perform, with big spots where that would all happen at? Or?
Back in the day, like I said earlier, it was more so teen clubs. There were, back then, I guess before a lot of stuff happened, you know, in Chicago from back then and now. But back in the day, as they say, there were a lot of teen spots. There were a lot of dance places that catered to teens. $3 to get in, you know, depending on curfew age. If you were 17 and older, you could stay in there at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and not know what happened, you know. But they're all gone. The Hummingbird was on 86 in Ashland. A lot of people don't know anything about it. You know, J.R. Deontay was a DJ back in the day. He always had somewhere for us to go, you know. But he always spotlighted on all the plugins. It would say, you know, special guest performance by you, Club Music World. We would go downtown to the La Mirage. We would go to the Music Box, which was under Wacker, the Reactor. It was just all these teen clubs we went to, and it was like we were local celebrities. You know, we didn't pay to get in. We were always the ones on the stage. We were always the ones who were asked to perform. So it became, I mean, you walked around with a little more pride, you know. It even inspired me to not go to just a regular Chicago public school. I went to Curie High School, which was a performing arts school, because I wanted to really, truly learn about choreography and really want to learn, you know, I was taught tap and modern and all these other dance areas, because I wanted to be able to infuse that into my group to always keep us on the curve, to always keep us better than the other groups that were coming behind me. It was like, they were always chasing me, not literally chasing me, but I always felt like the next show we have, if we're not on top of our game, somebody else will take that level. And some of them did, you know. I cannot lie, you know. I cannot sit here and act like, oh, we sat on high all the time. We would come in some of them shows, and Ronnie and them, you know, and House-O-Matic, and even like Phase 2 back in the day, like maybe 6 or 7 years in, they would smash Main Attraction. Those groups that can go way back there. You would walk in, and the costumes and the things that they had put together, they had really sat there and thought about it, like, no, you was not gonna keep on, you know, running everything. We were about to get in this thing, but it was good because it always kept that push on your back that you got to be better, or someone else will come and take your spot.
And you were always the standard that everybody set.
Yeah, we were the standard that people set, and I can't compromise. The world of dance changed. It changed, you know, and when it began to change, I guess it became hurtful, not just for myself as a president, but hurtful to a lot of dance groups. The change that happened. People started letting their guard, I want to say their guard down. They started letting money and street influence and drugs and liquor, you know, seep into something that was precious to us, you know. Throughout the years, I went to some practices just to give advice. Excuse me. And the president will be drunk or high. Drunk, cursing dancers out. And I kind of smiled, like, oh, well, you know, I gotta go, you know, I got here late or whatever. But they didn't know that when I left, I was really angry. I was really angry for all the years that I had put in, for all the stuff that I had really fought people about, because there were so many parents that was like, yeah, you all practicing, y'all must be down there, you know, having sex, or, you know, what would make my kid want to come and practice with you for 6 hours? Y'all must, you trying to influence my kid. They always tried to find a way to say that there must be something negative, because there's no way in the world my kid can love this so much. So they wanted the negative. They looked for it. And when they couldn't find it, they created it. But now, it's like the dance community has just handed over 25 years, 27 years for me of hard work. Like, here, just take it. You know, I'm going to give you, if you want a scandal, I'm going to give you one. I'm going to give you an opportunity to prove the negativity, you know, negativity. I'm going to put it right in your hand, you know, because you can walk into any practice now, and there's no one saying stop. There's no one saying this has went too far. There's no one saying this ain't it, you know. People are caught up in their own egos, and they've let their egos get so big that it's overcome all the hard work that people have put in for years, you know, just stunting. You know, I'm almost 40, so I hate when I have to resort to the terminology of now, but that's what they're doing. They're posing, and they're stunting, and they're stealing, you know, and they're taking advantage of so many people. So now, when you talk about dance groups, I'm like, nah, I'm not letting my kid be in that. All those fags, all those this, all the that. And the dance now is left out of any conversation you want to bring up about dance group, or the level of excellence, or wanting to be better, or we're trying to be positive. That's left out now.